Hello, nice to see you again.
Hello, have you had a nice time since we met last?
今天是第38课第一讲，在这一讲里边，我们要学习第38课课文 The Last Lesson 最后的一课第二部分。好，下面我们请 Terry 把这个课文念一下。
The last lesson continued. My last lesson in French. I hardly knew how to write, and I never should learn now. How I regretted the hours wasted in the woods and the fields, the days when I had played and should have studied. My books that a short time ago had seemed so tiresome, so heavy to carry, now seemed to me like old friends. I was thinking of this when I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I have not given to be able to say the rules without a mistake? But I could not say a word, and stood at my bench without daring to lift my head. Then I heard the master speaking to me. I shall not scold you, little Franz. You are punished enough now. Every day you have said to yourself, I have plenty of time. I will learn my lessons tomorrow. Now you see what has happened. Then he began to talk to us about the French language, saying it was the most beautiful tongue in the world, and that we must keep it among us and never forget it. Finally, he took the grammar and read us the lesson. I was surprised to see how well I understood. Everything seemed easy. I believed, too, that I had never listened so attentively, and it almost seemed as if the good man were trying to teach us all he knew at this last lesson. When the lesson in grammar was over, we began our writing. For that day the master had prepared some cards on which were written Alsace, France, Alsace, France. They seemed like so many little flags dotted about the schoolroom. How we worked! Nothing was hard but the voice of the master and the scratching of pens on paper. There was no time for play now. On the roof of the schoolhouse some pigeons were softly cooing, and I said to myself, will they, too, be obliged to sing in German? From time to time, when I looked up from my page, I saw the master looking about him as if he wished to impress upon his mind everything in the room. After writing, we had a history lesson. Next, the little ones recited in concert their ba, bee, bi, bo, boo. Oh, I shall always remember that last lesson. Suddenly, the church clock struck 12. The master rose from his chair. My friends, said he. My friends, I... But something choked him. He could not finish the sentence. He returned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and wrote in large letters, Vive la France! Then he stood leaning against the wall, unable to speak. He signed to us with his hand. The lesson is over. You are dismissed. Now listen to the following questions. Try to answer them in English, and we wish you every success.
好，下面请大家用英文回答我们提出的一些问题。Question 1. How did Franz feel when he heard that this was his last lesson in French? How did Franz feel when he heard that this was his last lesson in French?
He felt extremely sorry that he had not learned French well. He regretted the days he had wasted playing in the woods and the fields.
Question 2. Did Franz feel ashamed of himself when he couldn't recite the grammar rules? Did Franz feel ashamed of himself when he couldn't recite the grammar rules?
Yes, he did.
Question 3. Why didn't the master scold Franz when he couldn't recite the grammar rules? Why didn't the master scold Franz when he couldn't recite the grammar rules?
Because he thought little Franz had been sufficiently punished by his shame.
Question 4. Why did Franz find the grammar easy that morning? Why did Franz find the grammar easy that morning?
Because this was his last lesson and he was listening with the greatest attention.
Question 5. How did the master show his sad feeling at the last lesson? How did the master show his sad feeling at the last lesson?
At the end of the lesson, he wanted to say something but couldn't finish the sentence. Something choked him. Finally, he wrote a few words on the blackboard. Vive la France! Then he stood leaning against the wall, unable to speak. He only motioned his pupils to go home. That's all for the questions and answers. Now we're going to look at some useful sentences in the text.
好了，又该到回过头来看看课文中的一些疑难词句了。好，首先我们来看一下课文中第一段中的一句话。
How I regretted the hours wasted in the woods and fields. How I regretted the hours wasted in the woods and fields.
这句话的中文意思是：想起浪费在树林和田野里的时光，我真后悔极了。Regret 是因什么什么而后悔或者遗憾的意思。像我们在第一课里学过的一个单词 keep 一样 ，regret 也是一个使用频率很高的单词。换句话说，它是英文当中200多个高频单词之一。好，下面我们来看一下它的几种基本用法。
I regretted my mistake. I regretted my mistake.
我为自己所犯的错误感到后悔。Regret 后面可以直接加上名词。
I regretted very much having wasted the precious time. I regretted very much having wasted the precious time.
我浪费了宝贵的时间，感到非常后悔。Regret 后边可以直接加上 ing 形式。
I regretted that I haven't learnt the lesson well. I regretted that I haven't learnt the lesson well.
我因没学好功课而感到后悔。regret 后边还可以加上 that 从句。
I regret to say that I am unable to help you. I regret to say that I am unable to help you.
我很抱歉，我爱莫能助。regret 后面还可以加上不定式短语。掌握了 regret 的几种基本用法之后，我们就可以把课文中的这句话 How I regretted the hours wasted in the woods and fields 灵活变动结构，而意思不变。请看下边两句话。
How I regretted having wasted the hours in the woods and fields. How I regretted that I've wasted the hours in the woods and fields. How I regretted having wasted the hours in the woods and fields. How I regretted that I've wasted the hours in the woods and fields.
好，我们再来总结一下 regret 这个字的用法。它非常活跃，后边可以直接跟名词 ing 形式和动词不定式以及 that 从句。像这样的动词，我们一定要密切注意。接着，我们再来看一下第3段中的一句话。
What would I have not given to be able to say the rules without a mistake? What would I not have given to be able to say the rules without a mistake?
这句话的中文意思是：我多想一点不错的把这些语法规则说出来呀。What would I not give？ 或者说 What would I not have given to？ 是一种表示强烈愿望的说法。它的直译的意思是：为了做某事，我有什么不愿给的呢？换句话说，我什么代价都愿付出，或者说我多么愿意做某事啊。英文当中表示愿望的还有2种更常用的表达方式 ，wish 和 if only。请看下面例句。
I wish to do well in the exam. I wish to do well in the exam.
我希望考试考得好。这表示未来的愿望 ，wish 相当于动词 want。
I wish I knew the answer to your question. I wish I knew the answer to your question.
但愿我知道你的问题的答案。这是表示现在的愿望，后边的过去时 knew 不表示过去，而表示不易实现的愿望。这句话也可以用 If only I knew the answer to your question.
I wish I could have said the rules without a mistake. I wish I could have said the rules without a mistake.
但愿当时我能把这些规则一点不错地说出来。这句话表示过去的愿望。
I wish I were a bird. I wish I were a bird.
但愿我是一只鸟。这里的过去时 were 表示不可能实现的愿望。刚才我们学习了3种表示愿望的表达方式 ，wish 和 if only 表示一般的愿望。书上的 What would I not give to？ 或者说 What would I not have given to？ 是一种表示强烈愿望的说法。好，接着我们再来看一下54页的第2段中的一句话。
It almost seemed as if the good man were trying to teach us all he knew at this last lesson. It almost seemed as if the good man were trying to teach us all he knew at this last lesson.
这句话的中文意思是，这个好心的人仿佛要在这最后一堂课把他的全部知识教给我们。It seemed as if someone were 是看来某人是在什么什么的意思。过去时 were 并不表示过去，而是表示一种假设。As if 有好像、仿佛的意思。我们来看一些例句。
He looked at me as if I were a stranger. He looked at me as if I were a stranger.
他看着我，好像我是个陌生人似的。
I feel as if we've never parted. I feel as if we've never parted.
我感到似乎我们从来没有分开过。
Those village people stared at John as if seeing a foreigner for the first time. Those village people stared at John as if seeing a foreigner for the first time.
那些村民目不转睛地看着约翰，好像第一次见到外国人。
He stood up as if to leave. He stood up as if to leave.
他站了起来，像是要走。
Don't stand there as if rooted to the ground. Don't stand there as if rooted to the ground.
别像钉在地上般的站在那儿啊。好，最后我们再来看一下课文最后一段的一句话。
He stood leaning against the wall. He stood leaning against the wall.
他靠墙站着。Against 是介词，表示倚在、紧靠着的意思。我们来看几个例句。
He rested his bicycle against the wall. He rested his bicycle against the wall.
他把自行车靠在墙上。
A sheet of paper was caught against the wire by the wind. A sheet of paper was caught against the wire by the wind.
一张纸被风刮在电线上了。
He rubbed a match against the box. He rubbed a match against the box.
他在火柴盒上擦亮火柴。
Did you enjoy that story about Little France? It was a very patriotic story. Patriotism is a very noble idea and is of interest to everyone from wherever they come.
好了，这一课就学到这。That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.